In this lesson, we will learn how to automate movement with expressions. Expressions are mathematical equations that are used to affect channels a certain way, right here in Maya. Typically, you'd use an expression to automate some type of movement or system that you've built in your rig. So in this case, what we'll do is go ahead and learn how we can use an expression to add some animation without having to set any keys. So let's say we go ahead and do this. We'll go to our show menu. We'll go ahead and show NURBS curves. Fantastic. So from here, we'll now go ahead and highlight our center of gravity control. We'll go to our Translate Y channel. Let's right click and we'll choose Break Connections. So what we'll do is go ahead and use an expression to animate our Translate Y channel. Let's also do this. We'll go ahead and set our range to about 300 frames. So we can take a look at what this expression will do as it starts to cycle the animation automatically. Really cool stuff. So to create an expression, we can either highlight the channel, head over to Edit and choose Expressions, and that's going to load in the channel. So that's super helpful. Or we can go to Window, Animation Editors, and then we would choose the Expression Editor at the bottom. You can see that's just going to load in the object. But no worries, I mean, we could still select the channel that we'd like to create the expression on from here. Now do keep in mind, it's best to make sure that underneath Select Filter that you have this set to by expression name, because if you don't, if it's set to, let's say, by object, watch what happens when we select a different object. It's going to refresh the expression editor, and if you haven't saved your expression, it's going to clear all of that out. So let's say we go ahead and grab our center of gravity control. We'll go ahead and grab the Translate Y channel that we're trying to animate. Let's go ahead and copy that channel. And now we'll go to Select Filter and choose By Expression Name. Sweet. So now what we can do is go ahead and paste in the channel that we're trying to create an expression on. Now let's say we have this move according to our time. We'll also have it move in a cosine type of pattern. So we'll have the Translate Y equal to, let's go and add our equal operator. I'll also go and hold down Control and scroll forward with the middle mouse button so you can see exactly what I'm typing by zooming into our text a bit more. And now we'll go ahead and type in the following. That's going to be COS for cosine, and then we'll add parentheses. In the parentheses, we'll type in time. So what we have here is a cosine function, and that will affect time. So as this starts to cycle through, it will do so in a cosine type of pattern, and the movement will be according to time. By the way, if you'd like, you can access more functions by going to Insert Functions at the top. Take a look, we have several we can choose from to get the exact type of behavior we need from that channel. Let's go ahead and finish this line out by putting a semicolon in, and let's test this out. We'll go ahead and click on Create. Take a look, it's tied down by an expression because the channel has turned purple. If we were to go ahead and hit play, you'll notice that we have some movement here in our Translate Y, but it's not too much at all. So let's say we go ahead and increase the amount of movement we see. First, if we were to go ahead and move inside of the parentheses and multiply our time by a greater value, that's going to cause the robot to move a bit more or a bit faster. So I'll go ahead and multiply by 5 and choose Edit to update. So now when we go ahead and hit play, you'll notice that he's going to move a little bit more in the Translate Y channel. But that doesn't increase his movement at all. His movement doesn't have a greater magnitude. So in order to do that, here's what we can do. We can go ahead and add parentheses outside of our expression here. So that's before cosine and just before our semicolon. And now let's go ahead and multiply everything by 5. Watch, when we choose Edit, you'll notice now, as we start to play back the animation, there it is. There's that circular pattern again. How cool is that? Fantastic. So we have this automated movement from our expression. Now, what if we wanted to remove the expression? Well, we can go to the expression editor and we can choose Delete. And now it has been cleared out. Or if I were to go ahead and undo back with the Z key, we can just go ahead and highlight the channel, right click and choose Break Connections. We could also use that to remove keyframes. Alright, I'll go ahead and undo that back because chances are we want that expression there. It might be a good idea to rename this as well, just to stay organized. So we'll go to call this EXPR underscore mech underscore auto idle. Fantastic. Once we hit enter, there you go. The name has been saved. Also, take a look. If we were to go ahead and focus on our channel box, you'll notice that the expression here is tied to the inputs of this object. How cool. So there we have it. We've learned how to automate movement with expressions in Maya.